Grouse are a special group of birds. They were an important source of food, and they also have really cool behaviors that people just naturally became attracted to. We're here at Scotch Creek Wildlife Area. It's one of the best areas to find sharp-tailed grouse in the state. And it makes this place pretty special because sharp-tailed grouse are mostly gone from the other areas.
There are only 6 or 7 small subpopulations left in the state. This particular area along Scotch Creek is a real critical area for the sharp-tailed grouse winter habitat. So today we are hosting about 80 middle school students from the Tonasket Middle School who are here to learn about sharp-tailed grouse and their habitat needs.
I'm usually into wildlife, and I don't like it when it's going away, so I want to help an endangered species.
Y'all hear that? The males are fighting. They're making all sorts of noise.
If we save the grouse, then the grouse population will grow and then many animals will thrive again. It is very fun to learn this because you get to do a lot of projects and you're also helping birds and you're learning facts about them.
Rocks, then more sand, and then rocks, and then
grass.
Yeah. Just put different order.
In my opinion, the funnest part was probably the art. The art was very fun. I like painting. It seems really fun and calming. The art was so we can draw photos of the sharp-tailed grouse feathers or other birds' feathers, and so we know what they'd look like if we wanted to show someone.
I think my favorite part was when we got to engineer, like, making a dam. If we just let all of the water flow by, it might dry up. But if we kind of dam it up and just let a little down, then we wouldn't get rid of all the water and the grouse would have stuff to drink.
What we're doing here is installing beaver dam analogs in the stream itself. That allows us to plant and grow these critical trees and shrubs for sharp-tailed grouse winter food and cover.
I think it's important because other animals need it, like in the food chain. If something in the food chain goes out, then like a whole chain can like completely break and things could go really bad. I really enjoyed the planting part. It was kind of dirty though.
They each plant one water birch tree, and so we'll have 80 new trees planted along the stream.
My favorite station was the planting station because you could plant stuff, and I like planting things. It's hard for grass to eat in winter because not everything is growing in winter. And we planted stuff that it eats, so they can have more stuff to eat.
Get a little bit closer. So that's the mud, and that's wet all the way up to right here. Does that look right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna mark it there.
Field trips are like one of the most valuable parts of education. It's amazing how many kids can do centimeters and meters in the classroom. We come out into the field, and it's new to them. They're measuring with a real measuring stick.
Fifth grade is a great age. They are old enough to understand some more abstract concepts. They're old enough to get the bigger picture. We're in a rural area, and so a lot of times people think, oh, well, you know, they're out in the natural world, they already are connected to it. And the reality is in our area, you know, we have people that live in poverty, we have people whose family or cultural background really does not have that connection to the land as a priority. And so getting kids out at this age is important.
Kids are also exposed to all these amazing station leaders and adults who are representing these different career tracks that maybe they can see themselves in the future. And it can be in a region that is close to their home.
We want kids to stay in our community. We want them to be successful here. Most kids, when they look at adults working outside, do not see that's a college possible career. STEM education has become a big part of education. It's so that even if they don't go to college and they work and live on the land, they're going to be part of nature.
If there was one thing that these students take away from today, I hope it's the biology and the importance of protecting lands for threatened and endangered species. And I hope they remember the sharp-tailed grouse as an indicator species of all kinds of wildlife that will benefit from what we're doing today.
When kids leave a field trip, I want them to take away the idea that what they're learning in the classroom applies to life, our world, and where they live. It's not just numbers, it's the lives of grouse. It's not just stream flow, it's how that helps grouse live.
I hope that kids will revisit the spot. I hope they might consider bringing their families out here, but beyond that, I really hope that wherever they go, to really be curious about the world that they live in.
I'm grateful that we had this opportunity today. It benefited the students and it benefited the grouse and the systems that they live in. It's important for their world. It's important for their culture. It's part of our history. And having a lot of people care means that we'll be able to do a much better job of managing these birds.
This was a terrific experience for Tonasket 5th grade. In the future, we would love to open this up to schools in this region, Okanogan, Orville, Omak, any other 5th grade group, and or extrapolate it for 7th grade or high schoolers. There is lots of things to explore out here at all grade levels, so we're just thinking this would be a great site for all sorts of explorations.
The one thing I'd remember about grouse is their habitat, because if I went home, I don't live in the city, so I could like go out and explore where they might be to learn about them a little bit more.
Well, I've learned that they have had different types of feathers, and they have 2 feathers, for one for flight and one just there to keep them warm.
If I could tell you one thing about grouse, it's that when they dance, it's to try and get a mate so they can breed.
Yeah, it's fun because this.
And what are you doing?
The mating season.